Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Donny Mayhem and I am back today with a Borderlands 3 hype video, and this is all about the weapons and the weapon manufacturers. Now Borderlands would not be Borderlands without gazillions and gazillions or whatever of weapons, however many number there are, and Borderlands 3 is no exception from that. And all our favourite manufacturers are back, and there are some new ones, and even an old favourite from the first Borderlands game is back. So today I'm just going to give you a brief description of each one so you can jump into the new game that comes out in September with the knowledge of the new weapon manufacturers already in your mind. So we're going to start off with Jacobs, and now this is probably the most powerful manufacturer out there in terms of a critical hit. And the new feature with Jacobs this time around in Borderlands 3 is it has ricochet bullets. Now what this means is if you score a critical hit on an enemy, that bullet will ricochet off onto a nearby enemy and cause extra damage. Pretty cool. Although Jacobs do not have elemental effects, it makes up for it with critical power. Up next we have the returning Atlas. Now we saw the Atlas weapons in Borderlands 1. They're returning for Borderlands 3 and they come complete with tracker tag bullets. So by this I mean the first you hit your enemies with the tracker tags, and then you unleash loads of little smart bullets that track towards your targets, and then once they're dead, loot them. And TDR are back, so these really took shape in Borderlands 2. A lot of people used them for, especially like the baby maker that was in Borderlands 2. So obviously with TDR to reload, you throw them like you would a grenade. Now that's much better this time round, well, a lot more interesting at least. So this time they pursue your enemies. Yep, you heard it, they pursue your enemies. So you may have seen in the trailers a submachine gun with legs. Well, that was not a false thing, that is definitely in the game. So when you throw your gun like a grenade to reload, you just watch it run after enemies as a fully loaded version of the gun that's in your hand. Pretty cool. So up next we have the super accurate Hyperion, but this time round, as well as still having its perks from Borderlands 2 where it's more accurate the longer you hold down your trigger, this time they have the additions of a shield to them. So it gives you a little bit more cover while you're in ADS or aiming down the sights. So up next we have Dahl. Now Dahl, as you know, are the burst fire kings from Borderlands 2, and this time around they actually have different fire modes, so you can toggle between alternate fire modes depending on your playstyle, of course. So certain guns, like say a Dahl sniper rifle, may have single fire and you can switch it to a full auto mode even. Same with any other. You take an assault rifle, could be burst, and you could switch it to fully auto. Returning is Vladov. They're up next. Now the new perk with Vladov is that it has under barrel attachments. Now this is very new, entirely new in fact to the Borderlands series. So you knew Vladov was rapid firing from Borderlands 2. Now that is still in this game. They're very ammo hungry guns, but this time the under barrel attachments, which include rocket tubes like your classic noob tubes, tasers, and additional different gun barrels. So very excited to see that. I'd love to see how that would play out. Torg, your favourite explosive manufacturer, they are back too. So this time they have a sticky explosive projectiles, so you can switch between regular and sticky projectile firing modes. The sticky ammo do more damage if there's a bunch of targets to detonate. If there's a bunch of them that detonate on the same target, you do more damage with your projectiles. So if you want to melt somebody's face, up next is Maliwan, everyone's favourite elemental manufacturer. So this time it's not enough that the elements and the elementals of the weapons melt faces and shock enemies to the core. This time you can actually toggle between two, and you can charge your weapon as well. Now by that I mean, so say for example you have a Maliwan sniper rifle, and you can switch that from say fire damage to ice damage depending on the battle you're in and the enemy resistant type that you come across. And you can also hold down to charge the weapon, and it deals guaranteed elemental damage straight to the enemy, like a charged version of it. So we are now come to the new boys in town, and they are the children of the Vault manufacturers. Now this here, it's quite intriguing because obviously you get infinite ammo, so to speak, with the children of the Vault weapons. Now there's not that much we know about them, obviously they're completely new, But what we do know is that they don't have limited ammo. They have unlimited ammo, but whilst you're firing, the longer you hold your trigger down, the weapons do overheat, so obviously you can cool them down after. So you just have to manage the heat bar on the weapons and fire away, I guess, and to your heart's content. But there you go. They are the weapon manufacturers going into Borderlands 3. Cannot wait for this game, as I'm sure all of you cannot wait either. It comes out September the 13th. Cannot wait for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me a like. I shall see you next time.
I may have... Please assemble here and we can begin.